Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Lit from Within. So this class is a faster paced Vinyasa flow. We'll be really focusing today on linking the breath and the movement, and the effect that this creates is this more magnified awareness of what's going on inside of the body, and it can leave you feeling like you have this sort of glow from the inside out, or this natural high. So for this class, you just need yourself and a space to move. If you practice with yoga blocks and you want to have some nearby just in case, go for it. And then whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started today just from a comfortable seat. So find your way here to Sukhasana, or if you'd prefer, you can be sitting up on your knees, resting the sit bones down to the heels. Bring your palms facing up on your thighs so they're nice and open and receptive, and then draw the tips of your thumbs and index fingers to connect. Softly close your eyes and start to feel your shoulders traveling away from your ears so the sides of your neck are long. And now see if you can feel an active pressing down of your pelvis into the earth, into the surface beneath you. And then an active lifting through the spine all the way through the crown of your head. So you're sitting really nice and tall and aligning the column of your spine. Now let's begin to breathe into that central column. So first, exhale, let go of all of your breath. Take a big, deep inhalation through your nose, filling up from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Open your mouth and sigh, let it go. Again, like this. Inhale, filling up from bottom to top. Open mouth, sigh, release. Last time, full inhale. Clearing exhale as though you're wiping away dust from a surface. Now you can keep going with open mouth exhales as long as you need until you feel like you've been able to release anything that is clinging from your day so far, or your week, or the month even. And then start to settle into deeper breaths in and out through your nose. Ujjayi pranayama. Find a small constriction in the back of your throat and direct your breath to that space. So you create this really soothing ocean wave sound as you're breathing. And now imagine that you could turn down any distractions around you, any external stimuli that is wanting to take your attention away from the present moment. Imagine that there's like a dimmer light switch and you can slide it down so all of these things become less amplified. And then at the same time, imagine a separate switch that you could amplify that is all of your internal experiences, any sensations, the feeling of the breath, and just how you're doing in your body and in your mind today. Let's take 3 more rounds here. Steady and smooth breaths in and out through your nose. Try to soften your face. Keep the shoulders relaxing. Blink your eyes softly open. On your next inhalation, circle your arms wide to the sides and then all the way up overhead. Turn your eyes to your thumbs. As you breathe out, let your right fingertips find the mat beside you. Stretch up through the left side and then create a little arcing action. Keep plugging the left sit bone into the earth and draw your shoulder down your back as you turn your eyes to the sky. One more breath. Inhale, reach longer. Now as you exhale, roll through the center. So reach your fingertips forward in front of you. Place them down. Breathe in to stretch out through your spine like you're reaching your heart to your fingertips. And then breathe out. You can drop the forearms down if that's available and just take a moment here. Now continue your circle. So left fingertips come out beside you. Breathe in, stretch your right arm up to the sky. And then as you breathe out, create the arc. Side body opening. Feel your breath expanding between all of your right ribs. On your next inhale, press into your sit bones and rise back up. Fingertips high. See if without using your hands, you can just switch the crossing of your legs so it'll be like the awkward way or the less intuitive way. Take a breath in, lengthen up. Now as you breathe out, come first to the left side. Left fingertips down, right arm stretches all the way up and over. Breathing here just for one round. Big inhalation. On the exhale, walk your fingertips forward. Root them flat. Pull back on your palms to lengthen your spine. And then breathe out, folding down into an easy hip opening stretch just from Sukhasana. Walk your right fingertips over to the right side of the mat. Breathe in, left arm rises high. Breathe out and arc through the left side body. One breath. Neutralize your spine, rise up to a seat, and make your way up to tabletop, climbing onto your hands and your knees. Spreading wide into your palms and pressing your finger pads deeply into the earth. We'll make some big circles with the pelvis. So start by just shifting your hips back toward your heels and swing them over toward the left side of the mat and then all the way forward, almost like you were gonna come into a cobra. Then glide the hips to the right and to the back. Now reverse. So go to the right first, forward, around, and back. And just move with your breath, move intuitively. If these circles want to turn into some kind of arching and rounding action into the spine, you're welcome to take that. Even out your sides and then find your way back to a steadiness in tabletop. Curl your toes under, breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, start to lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Now feel all the unique sensations that are coming up in today's down dog. Be present with what's happening now. When we practice daily or when we're in these habitual movement patterns, sometimes we forget to notice what's going on in the here and the now, and we can get stuck. So see if you can maybe move a little differently in response to what your body is feeling today and now. After some time exploring the shape and moving into it, start to find steadiness, pressing into the palms, pressing into the feet. Hug your ribs together and then press your heart back toward your thighs. Keep a little length in the back of your neck so you're not compressing there. On your next breath in, look forward. As you breathe out, step forward to the top of your mat. Try to stay up onto your tiptoes as you come forward. Claw down into your fingertips and imagine it's almost like you were gonna float your feet up and away from the ground and then softly step your toes behind your wrists. Come into ragdoll fold. Just drape down. Bend your knees as much as you need in order to fully relax through your spine. Soften into the low back. Let's circle the arms around and back to the base of the spine. Interlace your fingers. Plug the heels of your hands together. And as you breathe in, take a little halfway lift. So stretch your tailbone back, reach the crown of your head forward. And then as you breathe out, bend your knees any amount and just let your heart act as an anchor, bowing down into gravity while the knuckles stretch up toward the sky so you get this beautiful chest expansion. As the chest expands, breathe into that space. Begin to release your arms, fingertips down, and then keep the ragdoll in the torso as you roll up to stand, stacking one vertebra onto the next. Your head will be the last thing to rise at the top. Press down into the four corners of both feet. Again, just like we found with the sitting in Sukhasana at the beginning of the practice, try to feel like you're actively driving down into the earth while simultaneously stretching up through the crown of your head to the sky. As you breathe in, circle your fingertips wide and then up to the sky, gaze to your thumbs. As you breathe out, draw your palms to meet in prayer at heart center. Close your eyes. Take a moment to set either an intention of some kind for your practice, a reason why you're showing up on your mat today, or a dedication, or maybe one of each. If you're setting a dedication, maybe you devote this practice to someone or something that's on your mind. Let's take one more breath into the intention, into the dedication. And exhale, release. Soften your palms down beside you. Spin them to face forward and hug your shoulder blades together. Take a breath in. Arms reach wide and up to the sky. As you breathe out, swan dive down, forward fold, keeping length in the spine as you go. Fingertips down in front of your toes. Inhale to a halfway lift. As you exhale, option 2, plant your palms, lift your heels, bend your elbows back like chaturanga arms, and play into crow. So even if you're not floating all the way up into crow with both feet, maybe you just lift one set of toes and then the opposite set of toes. Try to really hug your core. So you're contracting belly button to spine, and your eyes are about a foot in front of your fingertips. When you're ready, you can step back or shoot back into chaturanga. Breathe in, press through your toenails, arc your heart forward, upward facing dog, micro bend your elbows. As you exhale, feel belly button pressing back towards spine, and then let this lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, walk your feet in like a half a footprint or maybe a full footprint closer to your palms. Come up onto your right fingertips as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, cross right hand to outer left ankle. See if you can make a connection there and create a little twist. Keep pressing your heels toward the earth and try to keep energetically reaching your left palm down and forward. Anchor the right palm down, come up onto left fingertips, breathe in here. As you breathe out, left hand to outer right ankle, turn your chest toward the right side of your mat. Steady breaths. Unwind, left palm down. Breathe in, look forward to the top of your mat. As you breathe out, step or float forward, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, iron out your spine, and exhale, folds. Breathe in, press through your feet. Reverse swan dive, rise to stand, gaze to your thumbs. As you breathe out, let the palms come together at heart center. We'll go 2 more rounds through this sequence. The crow, playing into crow is optional. If you'd like to just step back into chaturanga instead, no problem. So here for these next 2 rounds, we'll really focus on linking the breath and the movement and continue to drop your awareness more deeply into your physical body. Soften your palms down beside you. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, play into crow. Place the palms, knees high up onto the triceps, maybe into the armpits. Keep magnetizing your elbows toward one another. And then as you're ready, float back or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Just one breath here. In through the nose. Press your exhale into the earth. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Breathe in, lengthen halfway. And breathe out just to bow down. Inhale, press through your feet. Rise to stand, gaze to your thumbs. And exhale, palms meet in prayer, heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Option to keep your eyes closed for this round to go even more inside of your experience. Breathe in, halfway lifts. Breathe out, place your palms, lift your heels, bend your knees, and come into crow. When you're ready, you can step back or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lead with your sacrum up and back. And let's take a few steadying breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Just notice if down dog already maybe feels a little more open and expansive than
when we began. And see if you can find, again, that pathway for the breath through the central column of your spine. Press into your left toes. As you breathe in, stretch your right leg high, three-legged down dog, hips are square. As you breathe out, lift the left heel, look forward and step forward. Right foot to inner thumb. Come up onto your fingertips and let your back knee find the earth. Then, as you breathe in, pull your feet together, rise into Anjaneyasana, kneeling warrior. Imagine that there's a zipper between your hip bones that's being zipped together laterally. So we're really suctioning through the core in the lower belly. And then we'll just stay and take a few breaths here. Keep pulling your feet together. Keep lifting up and out of your pelvic floor. And then you can allow your hips to settle a little bit down and forward while keeping these activations. Begin to hug your hands together and then drop the thumb side of your palms down to the back of your head for support. Start to lift through your chest, draw the shoulder blades together and lean back any amount, little back bend here. One more breath. Begin to pull your feet together, rise up to neutral in your spine. Flex your right toes, tuck your back toes, and then start to lean your hips back as you reach your heart forward and let your fingertips find the back of your space. Like an active half splits. Activate your triceps and press down into the air behind you. Breathe in, lengthen. As you breathe out, soften your fingertips down to the mat forward of your right foot, or you can have blocks beneath the palms if that's more comfortable for you. Let's just take another breath, opening into the hamstrings and the calf and the Achilles tendon on the right leg. Lengthen halfway through your spine and now begin to walk your fingertips over toward the right. So we're coming into a little bit of a twist here. The tendency will be for the hips to move toward the left side of the mat as you turn into this twist. So try to resist that rotation by driving your right hip a little more forward. And just breathe into everything that you feel. Walk your fingertips back to the top. Plant into your right foot. And then bring your fingertips a little bit more forward, maybe finding blocks here. Lift your back knee, breathe in. Breathe out, launch into standing L. Left toes glide up and back behind you. Lengthen through your spine. Inhale, one more time, pull back on the fingertips. Now, as you breathe out, start to let your heart come even more forward, like it's reaching for your toes. And then stretch your left leg all the way up to the sky into a standing splits. Really energize the back line of your left leg and see how high you can lift into the sky. Breathe in. And now as you breathe out, bend your left knee, bend your right knee, and we'll come down to a seat. So the top of the left foot lands, and then the shin and the knee, and then let your sitting bones find the earth. Right foot is stamped outside of the left thigh. Bring your right fingertips back to the base of your spine. As you inhale, lift up through the left. And as you exhale, left elbow hooks outside of your right thigh, coming into a twist. With your inhale breath, catch some length in the spine. And with your exhale breath, drive your belly button in and back and turn from the left ribs toward the right ones. Eventually, let your eyes move behind the right shoulder. And begin to unwind. Turn forward to face the top of your mat. Press down into your right foot and come up into kind of like a half kneeling position. From here, walk your right fingertips forward and wider of your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Press into a standing L, then begin to turn the left hip open. So you're stacking the left hip onto the right one, and let your left fingertips find the sky, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Spread and flex the back toes. If you need a block under your front fingertips, that's a great option. And if you want to, maybe challenge your balance, you can turn your eyes up toward the sky to follow the left fingertips. If you're doing this, try to keep plugging the left big toe straight down into the earth. Let's take one more breath. Inhale.
As you exhale, turn your hips back to forward, back to parallel at the top of your mat, and then softly land your left foot down. Take an inhale, lengthen halfway through your spine. As you exhale, place your palms, step or float back to chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, curl the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go up and back. On your next inhalation, press into the right foot and stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. As you breathe out, right heel rises, left knee hugs in tight to your chest. Keep your core compressed as you step forward. Softly land your back knee to the earth. Breathe in, pull your feet together, rise your arms overhead, Anjaneyasana. Now see how much you can lengthen through your spine. Imagine like your tailbone's dropping down and the crown of your head is lifting. And then keeping all of this melt down into your hips. It might be just like a little baby melt. When you're ready, bring your hands to the back of your head with the thumb side pressing into the head. And then find some length first. Then you can begin to lean back just a little. Start to pull your feet together. Rise your spine up to neutral. Flex the left toes, peeling them away from the earth. Then sit your hips back, reach forward through your heart into half splits. Fingertips go back behind you. So to stabilize, try to pull left heel and right knee toward one another, and then keep activity in your core. Breathe in, find length. Breathe out and allow your fingertips to find the mat. You can walk them more forward if you have space. And just take one more breath here. The inhale is for lengthening, and the exhale is to find more depth. Begin to walk your fingertips over toward the left side of the mat, so they're coming outside of the outer line of your leg. Keep squaring your hips forward to the top of your mat. And notice what you can feel here. Notice how the sensation changes from when the fingertips are forward. Can you feel more into the IT band, the side line of the leg, the outer shin, even outer ankle and foot? Walk your fingertips forward, back to the top of the mat. Step forward into your left foot. Lift your back knee. Breathe in to prepare. And as you breathe out, launch into standing L. Right toes are gliding back. Take an inhale to lengthen in every direction, even down through the left foot. And then as you breathe out, start to fold forward, trying to keep your hips as square as possible as you come into your standing splits. So the top of the right thigh is still pointing straight down toward the earth, and all 5 toenails are too. Take a few breaths here. Try to let go of any expectations of depth or how high your back leg needs to lift. Just breathe into the stretchiness. Inhale. As you exhale, bend both knees. The right knee is going to cross behind the left one. Bring the top of your foot down, then the shin and the knee, and let your sit bones find the earth. Left fingertips come to the base of your spine. Breathe in, stretch up through the right side, and then breathe out to twist. And we'll take about 3 breaths here. Keep your toes energetic and bright. Notice when you activate the feet, how this kind of helps you to lift up through the full spine and keep that lengthened action. Begin to unwind, pivot to face back toward the top of the mat. Step into your left foot, walk your right knee a little bit back, tuck your toes, and then take the left fingertips forward and wide. Lift your back knee, begin to lift your back foot, and then turn into half moon. Right hip now is stacking on top of the left one, right fingertips reaching up toward the sky. Keep drawing your outer left hip in toward the midline. It's like you're trying to squeeze it kind of toward the big toe side of the leg. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you can turn your eyes more toward the sky. And now try to activate into your outer right hip and see if you can float that back leg just a couple inches higher.
Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, right fingertips down, turn your hips back to face the mat, and softly step your right foot down beside the left one. Take an inhale, halfway lift, iron out. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart reaches forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Take a few breaths here. You can shake your head no and nod your head yes to keep the back of the neck soft. You can pedal your feet and rock out your hips. Anything you want to do. We'll go through this sequence again, linking breath and movement a little bit more and adding on slightly. Press into the left foot, inhale, right leg high, three-legged down dog. As you exhale, come forward into a lunge, right foot between your palms. Drop your back knee. Breathe in and rise your fingertips up, kneeling warrior. Find all the activations hugging into the midline. Then sit your hips down and forward. This time you can circle your fingertips around, maybe to blocks or all the way to the mat as you lift your heart to the sky. So deepening into the back bend, maybe slightly. Imagine that there is a bunch of balloons that's bolstering the base of your heart, helping it to rise to the sky. You can drop your head back and maybe kick your back heel in toward your head. Tuck your back toes, activate through your core, press into your feet, and rise back up into Anjaneyasana. And now as you exhale, shift your hips back, flex your front toes, glide your fingertips back behind you. Breathe in, lengthen through your spine. And now as you breathe out, walk your fingertips down and forward. One more time. Inhale, imagine your heart like a spotlight shining directly to the top of your mat. And as you exhale, bow. We'll skip the twist this time. So press forward into the right foot, lift your back knee. Your fingertips are forward of your front toes. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press down, rising up into standing L. Inhale here, lengthening out. As you exhale, plug down into your right big toe and pinky toe evenly as you bow your chest forward, standing splits. Inhale, reach up through the left toes. Exhale, bend both knees and come down to a seat, landing with the right foot stamped outside of the left thigh and two sit bones evenly pressing into the earth. Right fingertips down. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Exhale, twist, left elbow outside of the right thigh. And just take one more breath here. If you want to deepen even further, play with crawling the right fingertips further towards your left sit bone. Beautiful. Unwind, spinning to face back to the top of the mat. Place your fingertips and come up onto the left knee as you root into your right foot. Right fingers forward and wider. Inhale to standing L, and then exhale, turning open into Ardha Chandrasana. For this round, if you'd like to take the Chipasana variation, you're welcome to do so. So kick your heel in toward your sit bone. Take your left hand around and back and see if you can find a connection between hand and foot, grabbing from the pinky side. Then keep your toes energizing, flexing into your palm as you reach forward through your heart. Right foot stays melting into the earth beneath you. Take one more breath. And then on your exhale, pivot back to face the top of your mat. Don't put the left foot down. Instead, bring your fingertips down. Come up onto your right toes, lifting your heel. Shoot your left leg through like a pistol squat, and then sink all the way down. You can release the right heel to the ground. Reach your arms forward and come to a seat. Breathing in, lift your left leg high and your arms high. Breathing out, come down onto your back. Now bring all 10 toes up to the sky and your hands behind your head. Take a breath in. Lift your shoulder blades away from the mat. Lift your tailbone away from the mat. As you breathe out, bicycle crunch. Left elbow comes towards your right knee. Inhale through center, toes to the sky, nose to the sky. Exhale, right elbow, left knee twisting. Inhale. And exhale, keep going just like this. Your shoulder blades are away from the ground the entire time, but your low back is pressing down. It's like your belly button is being suctioned into the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as the toes rise. Exhale as you twist. Now just bring both feet down flat to the earth. Breathe in. You can relax the back of your head just for a moment. Arms overhead and just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Root your feet flat. Inhale, reach your arms forward. As you exhale, roll back up, one vertebra at a time. Try to go without using momentum, but more using your core strength. Good. Now pick up your left leg. Bring your fingertips down and forward of your right foot as you come back into that little pistol squat. Breathing in here, maybe reaching the arms forward. As you breathe out, press down. Start to lift your pelvis and just step your left foot down beside the right one. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Breathe in and reach your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathe out, step forward, left foot to the top. Drop your back knee. Breathe in, find Anjaneyasana, rising the torso high. And as you breathe out, you can circle your fingertips around and down to the mat or to blocks as you press your hips forward. Back toes can come untucked as long as you're able to continue driving left heel and right knee together. Hug your shoulder blades to the back of your heart and maybe kick right heel in towards your head. Let this feel good and glowy and expansive into the heart. Release your back foot. Breathe in, rise back up to Anjaneyasana. As you breathe out, left toes flex, hips reach back, fingertips reach back, half splits. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward through your crown of head. And then exhale, fingertips come down. One more breath here. Let's find even more length. Inhale, imagine your fingertips are being dragged back, but you're resisting by reaching your heart forward. And then exhale, just bow. Stamp your left foot flat into the earth. Come onto your fingertips. Lift your back knee. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, standing L, right toes long and back. Inhale, try to stretch out through all your muscles and all your bones. And then as you exhale, bow down into a standing splits. Let's take one more breath in here. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And exhale, bend both knees. Lower all the way down to the seated twist. Left foot outside right thigh. Left fingertips come down to the base of your spine. Inhale, rise up, spreading the right fingers. And then exhale to a twist. Last breath here. Fill all the way up to the surface of the collarbones. As you breathe out, feel every bit of air leave your body. Unwind, face to the top of the mat. Press down into your left foot. Lift your back knee, left fingertips forward and wider of your toes. Lift your back leg and then begin to open up into your half moon variation, maybe playing into Chapasana on this second round. So notice if anything begins to become passive as we stay here. Notice if you lose the activation or the energetic pressing down into the left foot or the flexing of your back toes, even the energy and direction of your breath. Keep everything light and bright, lit from within. One more inhale. And as you exhale, right fingertips come down to the mat. The right foot is going to stay lifted. Flex it, hover it away from the earth. Lift your left heel and then shoot the right foot through as you bend your left knee and sink into this little pistol squat. Breathe in here. Breathe out. You can bring the left heel and the sit bones down to the mat with control. Right leg high, inhale. Exhale, lower down onto your back. This time, take your legs up high to the sky. We'll keep it a little stretchier, so we'll just find a little happy baby. Flex your feet, grab for the shins or the ankles or the outer feet, and drive your knees down and around your ribs. Try to press the low back, the sacrum, all the way into gravity, and you can wiggle or roll or rock from side to side. Maybe even close your eyes, just take a little moment here. Now begin to place your feet down to the earth. Breathe in, curl your shoulder blades away from the mat, reach your fingertips forward. As you breathe out, continue that roll all the way up your spine. Until you find a seat once again, pick up your right foot. Press into your left foot, heel comes a little closer to your body. Fingertips can come down for support, finding your way back into the pistol again. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift up and just softly step the right foot down beside the left one. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart rises. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go high. Take 3 breaths here. Let the breath find any spaces in your body that are sticky or tight or tense unnecessarily. Lift your heels as you inhale, and then just come down onto your knees as you exhale. Sit your hips back towards your heels and bring your chest up so that it aligns or stacks over your hips. We'll just take a little kind of modified camel flow. So press the toenail side of your feet down. As you inhale, circle your arms forward and around, and then bring the left fingertips back behind you. Begin to press your pelvis forward like you're bridging your hips up to the sky, and let your right arm come overhead. Inhale here. And now as you exhale, circle the arms forward, drop your hips down, and then bring the right fingertips back behind your toes. Inhale, hips rise, lift through your heart, squeeze your inner thighs and lift your pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, roll it around forward to the top of the mats. Inhale again, left fingertips down, lift your hips high, right arm to the sky. And exhale, circle it through center, around and back. Breathing in, arching up. Breathing out to roll it around. One more each side. Left fingertips down. Really imagine you're like biting a block between your inner thighs. And then exhale through center. Right fingertips go down and back. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, release. And just find a simple seat onto your heels. You can bring your knees together. Allow your palms to face up to the sky. Let your breath get steadier and smoother and just easy. Still deep, full breaths. But it's like you're kind of taking some pressure off. Just letting your body do what it intuitively knows how to do. Start to softly blink your eyes open. Widen your knees like you're gonna come into a child's pose, so the toes are staying together, knees are opening wide. From here, bring your fingertips down behind you, press your palms down, lift your hips, and wiggle your sit bones in between your heels. We're coming into saddle pose, so create that saddle for your pelvis. You might stay here on the palms, just breathing. You might come down onto the forearms. Continue, if you do this, to press your shins and your knees down, and maybe lower all the way down onto your back, releasing back of head, and arms can go back behind you, grabbing opposite elbows. Breathe along the grain of your muscle, feeling the knots come untangled as you massage the breath up and down the fronts of your thighs. And now focus some breath into your low belly. Check that it's soft and relaxed so that it can fill with breath. And let this softening of the low belly have a ripple effect into the pelvic floor so we can relax there now as well. Feel your heart open and receptive. If you're all the way down on your back, bring your forearms back to the mat, press into them and come up to the forearms first, then up to the hands, And wherever you are, let's just make our way back to a seat. So fingertips come forward, come on down to your sit bones, feet forward, and then roll down to lying on your back, going slow and using the core. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins and curl into a tight ball. As you're squeezing everything in here, imagine you're building some heat in your body and that you're kind of building this light inside of you. Take one more breath in. Squeeze your knees in tighter to your chest. Tuck your chin. And now when you breathe out, allow yourself to come open into Shavasana. So the toes stretch to the corners of the mat. Your palms are facing up. And imagine your full body filled up with this golden, warm, glowy light. And if there are any areas of your body that you feel are kind of numb or like they haven't been lit up in this practice, just try to imagine that your breath is able to spread light evenly throughout the full body. And then once again, turn down the dimmer switch on any distractions or anything going on externally. And turn up the switch or the light that is your inner experience. Let yourself just bathe in everything that you're feeling for the next couple of minutes, resting here. Begin to deepen your breath, filling up fully from the low belly, through the ribs into the tops of the lungs. And when you breathe out, feel everything heavy into gravity. And now start to invite some little movements back in, wiggling fingers and toes. You can roll your ankles and your wrists if you like. And then inhale into a long body stretch. Toes go forward, arms go back. When you breathe out, you can come to fetal pose, or if you prefer, you can just rise up to a seat, rolling up your spine or taking a little back bend. Do what feels good today. We will meet in Sukhasana. There's no rush at all to get there, but as you move back into your seat, keep your eyes closed or just find a soft gaze. Bring your palms facing up on your thighs. Draw the tips of thumbs and index fingers together again. And we'll close the way we began. So exhale, let go of all of your breath. Inhale, filling up through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Breathe in. Let it go, sigh, audible breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. Feel the effects of your breath and your movements.
Draw your palms together at heart center and return to your intention or your dedication or both. Take one last breath here, inhaling, exhaling. Lift your heart and tuck your chin to your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your movement practice with me today. I hope that felt good. I hope you're feeling light and bright. And if you have any questions or comments or thoughts, please let me know down below. I love to hear from you always. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below too. You can also join as a monthly donation member. Both of these really help to support me. I hope you have a great day. I hope you're doing well. And I'll see you in the next class. Bye.